yesterday on the 31st. So the bill came on the 31st. It's due on the 10th. Now just imagine if I'm counting on that bill to remind me to make the payment on that particular account and it doesn't show up for 2 weeks. Then I'm late on my payment. Now, I can pay it right away. Um, I could pay it, I can pay it right away and avoid it screwing up my credit. So if you pay it right away, it's not 30 days late, then that's something that you can do. If that bill comes in late and it's not 30 days late, then you can pay it. But you got a late fee and basically a headache just because that bill came to you late, and due to no fault of your own. So what are we going to do about that? So we're going to talk about some things to help you deal with that today on the 800 Credit Score Man Show. Now, before I get into those things that I'm telling you about, I'm going to do this question of the day right quick. So the question of the day is from John. John is from Tennessee. He emailed me asking about some things. So we're gonna delve into this right quick. So he says, I have a 760 credit score. Congratulations on that. That's excellent credit. I have a 760 credit score and I want to buy a house when it gets to 800. How can I get there? This is a great question. It's a great question for several reasons, because a lot of us are just saying, how do I get to the next level? Doesn't matter where you're at. You're asking, how can I get to the next level? I got a 580. How can I get to 600? I got a 630. How can I get to 650? I've got a 650. How can I get to 700? People are asking this all of the time. How do I get to the next level of my credit? So you should know anyway that 750 and above is excellent. 700 to that 750 is good credit. 650 to 700 is fair credit, and then pretty much anything under that is either bad or poor credit. So doesn't matter if you're sitting at 585, 485, 599. Anything under that is going to be bad or poor credit, and you're going to struggle to try to get some things financed for yourself. But people ask this all the time. How do I get to the next spot? And so what I said to John back was, and I haven't heard back from him as of yet on email, is that those last few points are hard to come by, especially when you reach this kind of plateau. You're at 760. It's very hard to come by the next 40 points you need. If you get a 790, it's going to be hard to get those next 10 points to get yourself into the 800 credit score club, if you will. So it is very difficult to do that. And it's difficult for me to say how you get there. It's very difficult for me to say how you get there without seeing your credit report in its totality. So I can't tell you where to get points from, because that would be generic and it would be general. Without taking a look at your credit report. Now, if you listen to other credit people, credit gurus, or whoever, your cousin, your auntie, your mom, your dad, whoever, about credit and whatnot, it's very, very difficult to tell somebody how to do it. The things that people just say general and overall are general and overall, basically. So yeah, of course, we all know 35% of your credit score has to do with your payment history, how well you have dealt with that. But for somebody to come up to you and say, all you got to do is make your payments on time. You make your payments on time, you're going to have good credit. Well, that's just only a portion of your credit score. So it would be difficult for me to say how are you going to move from the 760 to 800. It would be very difficult. But the reason I wanted to share with you all this particular question is because my question back actually, regardless of how you're going to get to 800, is, but why wait? Why are you waiting till you get to 800 to purchase your home? You don't need to wait to 800 to purchase your home. I have no idea why you would, if it's only dealing with credit score. If you need more time to save for a down payment, if you need more time to find the perfect home for you, this is your forever home, or this is your first home, and you want to be really diligent about what you're doing in the area you want to live in and all those kinds of things, I get it. But there's absolutely, John, listen to me now, hear me later. Listen to me. There's absolutely no reason at all for you to wait till you get to 800 for you to buy your home. Go out tomorrow and buy your house. Go out tomorrow. You listen to the show today, call your mortgage guy. Go to lendingtree.com and get several people looking at your thing, or whatever it is you want to do. However you had planned to do it now. There's no better time for you than to do it right now. You don't need an 800 to get the better scores. The only reason, and like I said, I haven't heard back from John, the only reason for you to delay this would be for a better interest rate. A interest rate that's dealing with your credit score. If you're waiting for, Congress or, the LIBOR rates to go down or whatever, or, the Fed to lower interest rates, if you're waiting for that, that's a different story. That's not going to happen anytime soon. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's not going to happen anytime soon. But if that's the kind of stuff you're waiting on, then that's the reason to wait. But if you're waiting to get to 800 because you think you're going to get a better interest rate, that's not the case. So here's how it works. Once you hit excellent, which is 750 and above, generally speaking, that's what we talk about. When you hit the 750 mark, you're going to get the same interest rates as my brother that I mentioned earlier that has an 840. So he's got an 840. He want to go out and buy him a home. He's going to get the same interest rate as the person like yourself that has the 760. So, John, go out and get you that house. Man, put in for your mortgage right now while you have this 760. Sometimes our credit scores fluctuate seemingly for no reason at all. You got this excellent credit and you're sitting on it right now. Go get that house, put in for that mortgage, and get your pre-approval letter and get the shopping for your forever home, your first home, or whatever it is that you're looking for. Go get that home because you're going to get the exact same interest rate as anybody else that's in the excellent category. And I'll tell you this, when I said generally speaking about being 750 and above for excellent, that's general. So that's just the general rule of thumb that is 750. But companies can have their own policy, if you will, about what's excellent to them. So I've mentioned before, I just happen to have an N, if you will, at Toyota. And if it's a car and you're being financed through Toyota, they believe that 720 is excellent for them. So if you got a 720, you're considered excellent, and you finance through Toyota, you're going to get the best deal that Toyota has to offer. That's just the way it is. Some places actually 760 starts the excellent. I haven't heard of any place that's over that starts excellent and gives you the best rates. But 760 for some places. Some places is 740. They count you as excellent. So, John, I'm going to tell you again. Go on out there, man, and get you that crib. Go do that and write me back. I sent you that email a couple days ago. So write me back so we can discuss even further about what you should do when it comes to getting that done for you. And if you need any additional help, you want to ask how the whole mortgage process happens or whatever, contact me, 800@creditscoreman.com. So, John, you're officially part of the 800 Credit Score Man Show family. Thank you so much. You guys got questions? You know what to do. Email me, 800@creditscoreman.com. All right, so let's jump into some of this other stuff about so you can protect yourself when it comes to this pandemic, and maybe your payments are late or your statements are coming to you late. So to protect yourself, you can simply sign up for email billing. So get your bills electronically. Now, I personally am not a proponent of this in my own life because, like I say to you guys often, know thyself. I'm going to see that email 3 weeks before the due date, and I'm going to forget all about it, and I'm not going to pay it, which is one of the reasons I still do paper billing. That's me. Some of you guys, you're in your email all the time. Every day you don't forget about stuff or whatever. That's cool. Some of you don't have as many emails as I do. I got a whole bunch of emails and several email addresses, and I'm telling you, I know myself, and I know I'm going to miss that and forget all about it. But for you that can do that, absolutely go ahead to electronic billing if you want. That'll eliminate this particular problem that we're talking about. And another reason I do it is just crazy. It's just me being crazy. So if they're going to get money out of me, I'm going to make them spend whatever it costs them to send me that letter every month. I'm just going to make them spend it. Now, it may not be right. It may not cost them but 5 cents with bulk billing, but it makes me feel better that they spending a little bit of money that I'm giving back to them for whatever it is. So I'm just crazy like that. So don't judge me. Pray for me. However, in light of this pandemic, do these couple of things, all right? So one, write down all your bills and their due dates. I've told you this before for other reasons, but write down all your bills and their due dates. Place them somewhere where you'll see them often. So make it wherever it is you go every day. If you want to stick it on your refrigerator, if you want to stick it on your bathroom mirror, whatever it is, make it somewhere where you'll see them often. Make it a habit of looking at that piece of paper, that sticky note, or whatever often, so you know when those dates are. Now, on that piece of paper, here's the second thing I want you to do. On that piece of paper, write the due date bigger than your normal writing. So if you want to write, XYZ company, and then make the due date bigger. So it's typically due the same day of the month, right? That doesn't really fluctuate. If you got a car note and it's due on the 25th, it's just due on the 25th every month. Your mortgage is due on the 1st of the month, but you got to the 15th to pay it before there's any penalty typically. And if you typically pay it on the 15th, put the 15th down next to that. So do that. You want to write it bigger, just that part, just the date, the actual date of the month. So the 30th, the 29th, or whatever, write it bigger than your normal writing on there. Or you can write it in a different color, right? So you can write it in red and circle it. So you write it in red. You got this payment. Like I said, my payment is due on the 10th every month. So I would write down that place, and then I'd make it a big 10, and then I circle it in red, right? So that's what I'm talking about. I want you to do. A third thing you can do. Go to online or electronic billing. So go ahead and do that. Make sure you check your email often, and when that email comes in, if you had a capability, stop everything that you're doing and make the payment right then. That way you know that payment is made, and make it a habit. So every time that bill comes, it comes from ABC credit card company. It comes in, boom. You stop everything you're doing and you make that payment electronically, or you write the check, or whatever it is you do. If you're still using snail mail, you do that right away. You do it right then. And what you can also do, if you're not going to do that, is flag the email. So make sure you flag it so you can find it easily. You can go back and you see the little red flags on your email or what have you. So you'll be able to find it easily when it's time for you to make that payment. So that's the third thing that you can do. A fourth thing you can do is to set up automatic payments, either through your bank or through the account itself. So when that payment is due, then they're going to automatically debit from your credit, from your bank account, to make sure that payment is on time, and is on time every month. Again, remember, 35% of your credit score is payment history. So if you're going to do that, that's going to absolutely help. Just remember to reflect that in your bank ledger, or however you reconcile your checkbook. I actually have an app that I use for my checkbook. I don't write anything down in the little paper things anymore at all. So I do it electronically. But go in, pop it in there, so you make sure that your bank account reflects that money came out of your bank account, so you're not taken by surprise when you go look and you're like, my checking account is off $238. What happened? Where's my money at? Who stole it from me, or whatever it is. So you make sure you do those things. So doing these simple actions may take some getting used to. It may take some getting used to. I don't know how long they say you need to do something, like 20 days, 21 days in a row or whatever to make it a habit. But doing these simple actions, that could take some getting used to, but they will absolutely help prevent you from having issues in the future. So, do I need to say how important that is? Probably not. But again, payment history has the most weighting on your score at 35%. Credit utilization is 30%. Credit age, or your length of history, is 15% of your credit score. your credit mix